Hey guys, welcome to my Glaivier raid build guide. The Glaivier uses two weapons, the glaive and the spear. In the blue stance, she uses the glaive, and in the red one, she uses a spear. The blue skills generally are a little bit faster and have a higher AoE radius. The red skills have a smaller AoE radius but have a higher range. Let's get into the blue skills first. Please note that the names are going to be different when she releases, but I'm always going to add the skill picture on the right side and the tripods on the left side. Level Bite Onslaught to level 4 and get Impressive Craftsmanship. This skill is just a filler DPS skill. You can also leave it at level 1, but her first tripod is decent. Her second skill, the Descent of the Moon, is a very good mobility skill. Level it to level 4 and get high maneuverability. Your counter skill is Moonrise, so keep it to counter the enemy with it. Level it to level 4 and take Synergy. Next up, we have Crescent Moon. Level the skill to level 7 and get Impressive Craftsmanship and Internal Reserve. It is also possible to level the skill to level 10 if you have enough skill points. If so, get Endless Attack as your third tripod. Next up, we have your main DPS skill in your blue stance, Ring of Light. Level Ring of Light to level 10 and get Quickly Prepare, Seizing the Initiative. You can also take Repeat Attack, depending on your preference. And as your third tripod, get Awakening Dragon. Next, we have another small mobility skill, Sky Wheel. Get this skill to level 4. And next up, we have another identity filler, Eclipse Path. Get this skill to level 4 and take Synergy. And lastly, we have your critical synergy skill, Piercing Light. Level the skill to level 10 and take Quickly Prepare, Refined Reflexes, and Serious Vulnerability. Piercing Light reduces the critical resistance of the enemy, so use the skill before a hard-hitting skill like your ultimate or Ring of Light. Now, let's talk about your red skill. Your first skill, Sunstroke, is just an identity filler. Get it to level 4 and get Synergy. Alternatively, you can also just leave it at level 1. Next up, we have Light Blades. Level the skill to level 7 and get Critical Threat and Destroy Proof. If you have enough skill points left, you can also level the skill to level 10 and get Deep Wounds. Next, we have your main DPS skill, Scorching Wave. Level the skill to level 10 and get Find Weakness, Critical Threat, and Wild Beast's Eye. If you hit the boss with the tip of the spear with Scorching Wave, you have a 100% critical rate, so always try to hit the skill correctly. Next, we have your mobility skill, Solar Eclipse. This skill also does some good damage. Level the skill to level 10 and take Find Weakness, Quickly Prepare, and Enhance. Next up, we have your parry skill, or just a shielding skill if you like, Mantra of Dawn. You do not need any skill points for the skill, as it's already good at level 1. And lastly, we have Red Dragon Flight. Level the skill to level 10 and take Power Balance, Destructive Power, and Find Weakness. Your second tripod gives the skill a 100% critical rate. If you do not have enough skill points left, you can also just leave it at level 7. For your ultimate, I recommend to take Zenith Retribution, your second ultimate skill. This skill is a little bit easier to hit as it's faster and doesn't require any charging. Later on, there's going to be a gear set that makes your first ultimate stronger, but I will go over that another time. If you are missing your level 50 skill and your awakening skill, go to Beatrice and accept the purple quest. For your second ultimate, finish the Randall story and take the purple quest from the NPC in front of the palace. If you want to unlock your ultimate for your alt character and finished the Randall quest already on your main, go to Beatrice and get your second ultimate there. Now, let's talk about your engravings. Get your class engraving, Pinnacle, to level 3, as this increases the buffs you get with your identity skill. For your combat engravings, get Ambush Master, as most of your attacks have back attack modifiers. The Lance Master is also fairly fast and mobile, so hitting the back with the boss shouldn't be a big problem. For faster bosses, you can switch out the engraving for something else. Another great engraving is Keen Blunt Weapon, as your critical rate is really high, so you can use this engraving even early on. Another great option is Raid Captain, as you get movement speed from your identity skill. All Out is also a great option if you spec some of your skills to be channeling skills. Later on, when you can get Grudge and Curse Doll to level 3, you can also use those. And lastly, another good option is Increase Mass, as this increases your attack power. Now let's talk quickly about runes. In general, Galewind is pretty good for your charging skills or slower skills. Overwhelm is also pretty good, especially if the boss has a stagger check. Conviction and Judgment are also pretty good, and you can put it on Crescent Moon or Sky Wheel. In my opinion, Wealth is not really a good option, as your identity fills up pretty fast anyways. Rage is a good option overall, and you can put it on anything. Bleed is also a decent option. Now let's talk quickly about your gems. In general, attack gems are much more important than cooldown gems, as you're constantly switching stances and have a lot of skills anyways. For cooldown gems, I would recommend to put it on Piercing Light. For attack gems, put it on your main DPS skills that will level to level 10. Now let's talk about your card set. As you do have enough critical rate, you do not need the Lost Wind card set. Instead, you can use a defensive card set with Forest of Giants, and we will meet again. So that's it for my Glaivier guide. I hope you guys like it, and see you next time.